Rectangular back with another haul video. This time you can see the nice assortment of weapons I picked up. I got these from a site called the Casting Cave, and mostly known for a lot of really nice head sculpts. In fact, I think the two head sculpts that I got off of eBay might have actually come from the Casting Cave. The two Deadpool head casts. Not quite sure, but I think that could be the case, and I also think that the custom Hercules head cast that I have might have come from them as well. But anyway, they have a great assortment of stuff, and I needed the AK-47 or AKM or AKR. I think these are AKR machine guns for Deadpool, and I knew that these guys had them. And then to save money on shipping for future purchases, I went ahead and grabbed a whole bunch of other weapons. I grabbed these Scorpion machine pistols here, and the MAC-10 with a suppressor. I don't know where this comes from, but this is one of my favorite weapons when I was a kid. And then the sawed-off shotgun, and then the SPAS 12 automatic shotgun, which I think I have this already. A gentleman on one of my subscribers sent me this, and showed that in a previous haul video. And then this giant combat knife, and also a couple of Revoltech joints. I got that second Rocket Raccoon figure, and want to add some articulation, so haven't tested these out to make sure that they actually work, but these are the smallest ones that I think are made. They're 5mm, and I'm going to try seeing if I can modify my Rocket Raccoon and add those and see what happens. Hopefully that'll work. If not, I've got a couple other ideas of hopefully adding some articulation to his lower legs. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the next items. Next up, from the DC Universe Classics line, we have Cheetah. I believe this is the modern Cheetah. I'm not a DC fan, so please correct me if I'm wrong about that. I, in the past, got the classic Cheetah for a custom, and Donna Troy as well. Sorry, there's a little bug over here. I'm just getting inundated with all these lights. So I'm going to be using this as a custom for a Marvel Mantis. As you may or may not know, I'm a huge fan of the Avengers, and especially the classic Avengers from the 60s and 70s and early 80s. And not too many people know about Mantis, but she's pretty much a badass. She's now part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and she's half alien and half Vietnamese. So we'll need to sculpt some antenna on here and then repaint her. Now, when I got her, right away I noticed there was something wrong with her hand. Let's see if I can focus in on that. You can see that she's missing the tip of her index finger on her left hand, and so I sent the seller a message and let them know, and they gave me a full refund, so got a free figure for custom. That's always nice. I think with shipping she was I think $11 and change, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world if he only gave me a partial refund, or didn't give me a refund at all, but thank goodness didn't have to pay for her at all. And I'm gonna be swapping out that hand anyway for a fist. So I'll have a fist on her left hand, and then that open hand on her right. Don't think I'm going to be doing any sculpting other than adding the antenna on her forehead, or on the front of her head and her hair. But yeah, it's a pretty decent figure. I do really like the DC UC bodies for females. You know, until we got the Moonstone base body recently with the Thunderbolts box set. You know, the articulation and the sculpt for the female figures has been pretty terrible. So yeah, I think this is going to work out perfect. Only thing I would like to add is some ankle articulation, but I don't think it's probably going to be worth it unless I can come up with something simple. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next item. Next up, from the Doctor Who television series, we have a couple of the doctors in spacesuits. I'm not a fan of Doctor Who, but so I don't know. I think this is the 10th and 11th Doctor in these spacesuits. Don't quote me on that. But these are actually in 5-inch scale, so they're a little bit on the small side. And I primarily just got them for background figures. It's really hard. I think the only 6-inch figure that I've seen in a spacesuit is the Ben Grimm figure, which I wouldn't mind having. I'd like to have a couple of those. But I think these work well in the background, setting up a scene. They could either be, you know, astronauts or guys working in a lab. So yeah, it could be, you know, getting help from Reed Richards or Hank Pym or Tony or something like Tony Stark. You know, just guys in protective suits. Also, I thought about hazmat guys for a fire or something like that. You know, if the Avengers are trying to clear a city street and they have some cops sending in the hazmat or bomb squad, I think these guys would work appropriately. If they're further back in the distance, you can't really tell that they're out of scale. So they're pretty cool. They come with removable helmets and these little masks, tubes that plug into the back of the suit. Very cool. Pretty decent sculpt and articulation on these guys. They've got kind of like a bicep swivel there. Yeah, like I said, it would be a bicep swivel. And wrist or forearm swivel. Single jointed elbows. And have kind of a similar to a DCUC hip joint there. Single jointed knees. And that's where the there's the face, and the helmet just pops on, very nice, and just plugs into his back there. Very cool. Actually, I kind of like the orange suit better than the red suit. I got these off of a Chinese seller on eBay. I think they were $13 each with shipping. I haven't seen them. I think I've seen them for like 12. If you're lucky enough to get them without any other bidders. you might be able to snipe them, but yeah, so between 12 and 13 bucks, which with shipping is typically what you're going to pay for these guys. You might be able to find them cheaper if you get a whole lot of figures, or if you find them at comic book shop or a toy show or something. So pretty cool. Oh, did I show the back? Yeah, I think I showed the back where that plugs into his back, and then his mask comes off. I think it's the same guy, just his hair is more messed up, and but his helmet is a little bit, it looks a little bit taller than the orange version. And just for comparison, here's a face-off Captain America. Put him in between so you can see that they are significantly smaller figures. Let's fix his arm. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, Cap's pretty tall, but these guys would be like 5 feet tall in comparison. So, I think, you know, if you can fudge it by putting them in the background, they'll work out well. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next items. Continuing on from the Doctor Who theme, we have this capsule from one of the episodes. I guess it's I think it's called like Satan's Pit, something like that. I don't know, I'm not familiar with the show, but basically it's like a shuttle piece for I would assume like a mine shaft of some sort. And yeah, it's very cool. I thought it was a nice size to go with Legends, and I think I actually saw this in one of John Connor's videos, and saw that in the background, and was thinking, man, that would be pretty cool to have for a variety of different things, just in a lab or construction site or something. And it has a cool little door here. You can fit a figure inside. Let's grab a shield agent and let's see how well he looks in comparison. So yeah, I think that that's pretty good scale there. Can see through the door. It's clear plastic. You know, this was meant for those 5-inch figures that I just showed, so you know, it is a little bit on the small side. If he was standing up in there, he'd probably be banging his head. But I think you can make it look pretty convincing if he's stepping out of it. You know, you could believe that he could fit in there. So anyway, let's see, where did I get this? I think I got this off of eBay. I think I paid 13 bucks with shipping for this. It did not come from a Chinese seller. Unfortunately, it was a somebody who was a smoker, so I had to clean it pretty well, and got most of the cigarette smell off except for on the top. It still stinks a little bit. I know Febreze helps quite a bit, at least temporarily. So don't know if I can fix that, but it's pretty cool. It's got these bars there. I kind of like how it's got paint detail, brown and dirt, you know, dirt effect on there. That's the top. It's got like a winch cable. Yeah, so not too shabby. I've seen several others, probably between $13 and $20 on eBay for this, so not too shabby. I guess the Doctor Who figures are either becoming more and more popular or just harder to find, because it seems like every time I go on there they want more and more money for them. But they do have quite a few monsters that would work really well for just random creatures, especially if you're like into imports like Kamen Rider or stuff like that. I think Doctor Who figures would work really well, especially since they're smaller scale. They'll work perfectly fine with those smaller 5-inch scale like figure arts. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the next item. Last but not least, from Plan B Toys, we have the Fire Chief from the Special Emergency Forces line. And I was lucky enough to snag a loose one of these not too long ago that only came with the rescue mask and the let's see, the breathing mask and the pickaxe. Did not have the Jaws of Life or the unmasked face. So I found this on eBay and it was $30. Fortunately nobody else placed a bid, so I was able to snipe it at the last minute. And let's see, actually I think it might have been a buy it now auction now that I think about it. But my buddy Solid Snake has got all of these, apparently, allegedly. I've only seen the video that he did with the Jeep and one loose figure, but these things, I actually have a few of the soldiers that I was able to get loose a while back, but I've been wanting to get some of the other firemen. I really want the structural firefighter. I'd like to have a couple of those, and I'd like to have the first responder, just to have some different variety in the suits, because right now I have just the 2 fire chiefs, which, you know, you can't really tell. I mean, you know, a fireman looks like a fireman, I think, if you're not a veteran of the, if you're not an active fireman or a veteran fireman. So yeah, these things are very cool. Actually, grab the loose one that I have. Show. It looks like the package. I did show him in a previous haul, and that's the one that came loose that I don't have all the accessories for. So yeah, this thing's pretty damn cool, pretty good articulation, just single jointed knees and elbows, but you know, that have pretty decent head articulation, and they do have some foot articulation as well. So yeah, just nice to have you know, different ACBA options if, you know, there's some sort of disaster and you have first responders on the scene, cops and firemen. I think it makes it look a lot more realistic. So I'm glad I have a second one of these now, but I'm hoping if I find any more that they'll be in the other costumes. If you know anybody who's got some that doesn't want an arm and a leg for them, please let me know. Alright, so hopefully you guys liked the video and you hit like, share with your friends. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I always like to hear back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you guys later.